Let me do this. Give her a full med kit, and I'll just stick the extra one on you. She can use med kits. Give her a stem. Why not? I do like having Pascal around. I do indeed. Okay. Did I give him the helmet? I did. So 15% crit chance to ranged attacks against enemies with less than 50% HP. Now, this thing has 10 range, so it's not the greatest, right? But it is pretty good. The thing that sucks is he can't fucking use medical kits. How do you give someone the ability to use medical kits? I do not understand this. I mean, it actually makes his lore Imperium go down, as funny as that is. The pair holster would be interesting for him. I guess we could give him this for now. 15% carouse bonus. Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll give him a couple tiers of repentance. That'd be pretty cool. Frag grenade. Okay. Yeah, looks good. Okay, let's go to the vault. It does suck that you have to go to your thing to get to the vault. All right, give me 1 second. Starting to get a bit chilly in here. Had to go shut one of my windows. To the wall! To the wall! Fear not, boys. Fear not. Yeah, dude, it's been a hell of a ride, man. I'll tell you that right now. Let me see. So, that's Eldari weapon. Plasma. So I could give him the plasma pistol back. Wait, hang on. 9 to 13? What's the plasma rifle? That's not much fucking better, dude. Yeah, that's not much better. All attacks of opportunity deal additional agility bonus. He doesn't have agility bonus. Hell, I could give him the fucking power hammer, right? We could look into giving him that. So let's throw this in here and this in here. What? Run and gun. He can't get run and gun. Alright, so we're gonna finally get rid of these. I'll get rid of the bolt pistol because we don't fucking need it. We'll keep the flamer for the lulls. That's heretical. Sorry. Kills a target with an exploit using Deadeye Shot. There we go. That's what I'm going to give. Okay, we're going to add that to cargo. Add to cargo. Add to cargo. Wait, we'll keep... Yeah, we'll keep that one. So 14 to 18 or 11 to 17. Brutal Strike. I guess I'll give it to him. He might be able to wield it. I don't know. We'll add that to cargo. To cargo. We've already got one for what's-his-face, so we don't need any more. I would imagine Pascal's not going to be good on that, right? So... I got rid of those gloves. Well, he doesn't do attacks of opportunity. Okay. That's going to be about it, right? He can't wear Aldari stuff. He wouldn't anyway, I imagine. Oh, so we're gonna get, instead of giving her a power sword, I'm gonna give her one of these. Yeah, we'll keep an extra for lulz. All right. Yeah. So instead of giving her that sword, we'll do that. Pascal can use the hammer. Do I give him the hammer or do I give him the fucking sword? Sword looks sexy, I will admit. $14 to 18. It gives him parry. Where the axe just has sweep. The hammer has harsh shove. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the thunder hammer. And we'll get rid of that as well. And Staff of Mind Sight requires telepathy. Add to cargo. Guess we'll keep those for now. And we will give you this. Wearer's ranged attacks hit an enemy. The wearer gains 5 bonus crit chance for the next ranged attack against the same enemy. Does not stack. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. I really want to also get into frickin' ship combat so I can test the lance batteries to see if they actually do fire separately. Something I'm very interested in figuring out. Another thing that sucks is if we don't have torpedoes, then we can't use that ability, right? Yeah, it's not gonna matter. Right. Okay. So would I be back? Well, I mean, I really don't want to have torpedoes. That's the thing. All right, let me move this. Bring it down. Hammer of the Emperor. Okay, there we go. Where's Voice of Command? Okay, so Voice of Command is there, and then we also got Battle Trance. Excellent. All right. And I've got my combat shotgun. Combat shotgun. Combat shotgun. He doesn't have any stems, so we'll give him a stem. Very nice. He only gets 1 attack anyway, so it's like, yeah, the plasma weapon doing like area of effect stuff would be good. I just don't remember... Hang on a second. I don't remember what the archetypes are called. What all of them are. Because it doesn't... Why are you taking so long to load, game? Doesn't tell you what the other ones were. I don't know why. So, assassin. So I could have made him an assassin, a bounty hunter, or an arch militant, right? So, the bounty hunter does seem better, all things considered. Because I'm not going to be able to reposition like the assassin. And the arch militant feels kind of meh. Yeah. Okay, where are we at? Right here. All right, let's create some new routes. Can we get to here? Yes, we can. Dangerous. Do we simply make it Do I use a point to make it unsafe? Let's warp. Lord Captain, an urgent report from the vessel's shrine. A group of unknown assailants has invaded his temple and has plundered the incorporeal relics of your ancestors, slaughtering devout worshippers as they went. The High Factorum is among the casualties. Had Master Montag and Mistress Suspect not arrived, fortunately Master Dawnrock survived and remains conscious, albeit in great pain. He implores your ladyship to come to the temple and hear his confession. So it comes to pass. Her somber voice fills the broadcast. I have performed his reading of his tarot after this morning watch siren, but the visions sent by the Undying One were too indistinct. I saw rivers of blood flowing toward bones of the dead, and a blurred figure laughing, treading upon the ashes of the fallen. It is now clear. The Undying One desires me to follow this figure's tracks. Thus, my hunt begins. What the fuck? Oh, god damn it. Really? I literally just kicked her ass out of my party. The Master-at-Arms is barking orders. Confessor Adalbert is murmuring a prayer, and Infernus Master is circling the chapel with keen eyes, watching for threats. Cabela quickly sweeps her gaze over the destruction before focusing on the bloody footprints that stretch from the ruins to the reliquary. The High Factorum's velvet coat is streaked in blood, and Janris himself is deathly pale. A medical officer is working on the black gunshot wound on his chest, and Janris grunts faintly with every touch. He focuses his eyes on you with tremendous effort. Forgive me for not greeting your ladyship with a bow. I must tell you, Nemesis has stolen the great relic. Nemesis. How badly is he wounded? He's losing a lot of blood. I advise you to hurry. Master Danrock should be on the surgeon's table as soon as possible. I'm holding on, your ladyship. Worry not. What matters now is he recovered the relic. Groans as the medical officer pulls the blood-soaked bandages aside and shakes his head dolefully. Some miracle preserved Master Danrock's life long enough so that he might address you. His fate now rests in the hands of the Emperor. May he show mercy to this selfless man. What happened here? Serfs in red head scarves burst into the chapel and started shooting. Their leader made for the relic, the remains of the honorable rogue traitors brought here from the mutant-sullied crypt. And when I realized that the sacred ashes of your ancestors were about to fall in the filthy hands of a heretic, one intent on desecrating the glorious dynasty, no, that could not be allowed. I blocked his path. Janris briefly closes his eyes, gathering his strength. The bastard allowed himself a few vile insults against me, which I obliged to omit, but I did not give in to the provocation. I was hoping to buy myself some time. Then the so-called Nemesis started reviling the customs of the ship, berating its officers and enforcers, before insulting the very name of your ladyship yourself. I threw my glove in his face and demanded a duel. My man! See, something bad happened and I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to do a thing, and then it just draws me in once again. Once again, the game just pulls me into the narrative. I threw my glove in his face and demanded a duel, but the honorless villain just shot me. He laughed at me, the depraved creature. He winces, either from a new burst of pain or from the memory of humiliation he so recently endured. I might give you his head. And then he committed sacrilege by stealing the relic and shattering the sarcophagus. Forgive me, your ladyship, I have failed to preserve the sacred ashes of your ancestors. Inspect the altar. The reliquary has been brutally smashed, and the bed on which the sacred ashes of past rogue traders and their servants when rested is now empty. How exactly did he insult me? I beg forgiveness, your ladyship. I dare not repeat it. I insist. What did he say? Called you a ghoul who sits on the throne of bones, feasting on the raw flesh of her servants. Forgive me, your ladyship. Merely repeating the foul words is making me ill. And why did you wish to see me so urgently? I had to apologize. I had to repent. He grimaces bitterly. For many years I did my best to serve the dynasty, but at the most crucial hour I failed. Shame scorches my pathetic, cowardly heart, your ladyship. I had to tell you how deeply remorseful I am. I will not forget your courage. That is for damn sure. Proud to serve the dynasty. His thoughts are becoming muddled. The papers, your ladyship. Have the clerk double-check the freight bills. I did not have time to get the seals. My will is in the left-hand drawer. Enric, did you see the attack? Enric Montag. I did not. I was on my way to offer a prayer when I heard gunfire and ran as fast as I could. When I got here, I saw Master Denrock, and I think the next thing I did was just press his wound and spout curses. He looks at his bloodied hand in confusion. So much for being a heroic repairman. I wasn't much use, was I? Yes, another spin of old wives' tales? The old wives' tales was blessed with amazing corporeality. Whoever the bastard of the red scarf was, he went by that name and spoke very impertinently about your ladyship. He dared threaten you and promised that you would be that for every dead serf from the Foundry Bay, 3 occupants of the upper deck would perish. Despicable villain. Just another arrogant rebel, wrapping himself in a crimson rag and wreaking havoc for the adoration of the commoners. Not this time. No one has ever dared to raid the upper decks before. Never in the ship's history has the fury of the rabble been so blind and fierce. Yes, Jostica, how could renegades have managed to sneak all the way up here? She mutters through her clenched teeth. They had help. We have discovered the hidden corpses of several chapter attendants. The traitors took their clothes and led the Nemesite and his accomplices straight past the patrols. Confessor Albert ruefully shakes his head. They were good people, pious people. They never slighted a serf in their lives. Why punish them? His face grows darker. I swear that these innocents will be avenged. May the Emperor be my witness. Yes, I will strangle this motherfucker myself. May the Emperor protect your... The Factorum eyes rolls back as his enormous frame gives a convulsive shudder. The Medicae officer snatches a syringe stimulant and speaks decisively. Apologies, your ladyship, but we are taking Master Donrak away. He is unable to tell you anything more at the present, and every second delay could cost him his life. Consequences. Enric watches the limp body of the Factorum get carried away and chews grimly on the IO stick that has appeared between his teeth. So what have we so far? Master Dunrak on his deathbed, all the attackers are either dead or have absconded along with the sacred relic, and all the witnesses agree with one thing. Nemesite and his accomplices came out of nowhere and struck suddenly. Only the throne knows where we can find the bastards now. We will find them. Sourback's voice is full of terrible fury. We will turn this vessel inside out if we must. There is nowhere even a void rat can. There's no need. The blood's whisper will lead us to the Nemesite. Calbella's words make the two exchange very puzzled glances. The blood's whisper. Did you perform another divination? Yes and no. His tarot guided me here and told me of the evil that lurked in the shrine. Beyond that, the bloody path, carelessly tread by the raiders, will reveal the truth. All due respect, Sinner. The enforcers have already questioned all the witnesses and compiled an extensive list of evidence, none of which tells us anything about how or where the troublemaker calling himself Nemesite might have escaped to. Bella, tell us everything you know. She sharply turns to face the crimson splashes on the floor and walls of the shrine. Her pupils dilate, threatening to drown. Her irises in darkness. Her expression turns distant, her voice becoming low and strange. This blood is drawn in a pattern of retribution. The one who spilt it appeared later. They move swiftly and furiously, numb to their own wounds. An enforcer who has drawn to gunfire witnessed the sacrilege. Probably. As for this pattern, she points to a barely visible chain of scarlet droplets. It was made in a fury and desperation. The one who left it was wounded. They did not flee. They fought back while they could, and then they retreated into the darkness. Bella's eyes close, and she falls silent and then exhales sharply and points a steel claw. into the darkness of the maintenance tunnels hidden within the walls of the shrine. And you gleaned all that from the bloodstains or a vision? There is no need for revelations from the undying Emperor here. For one who has dedicated their life to understanding the tenets of the web, death speaks a language clearer than any words. Blood writes the chronicles in the finest hour, and it holds all the answers. It speaks to me and tell me what instrument it was spilt. It can tell me with what instrument it was spilt, what its owner felt, whether they struggled in terror or were as cold as steel of a blade, and at what moment and how the thread snapped. For a spinner, no two wounds are alike, for each scarlet drop carries a message from the undying one. Good goddamn. Woman. I'm glad she's on our side. Enric scratches the back of his head, smiling wryly. Well, if they have escaped into the tunnels, send the enforcers after them. The technical corridors extend hundreds of meters in different directions. Nemesis and his men must be familiar with the tunnels and possess either a map or a guide. Without a clear trail, the enforcers risk getting lost and wasting valuable time. Not to mention the fact that those narrow tunnels are perfect for an ambush. So we still have no idea? The tunnels only answer the question of how he left. Now death will tell us where he's heading. Get it, girl. As if in a trance, Cabela leans over the body and peers into its eyes. He stinks of smoke. The smoke of singed coveralls, vile IO sticks, burnt sacred unguents, and charred meat. She slides a pale hand along the dead man's skin and shakes it under the sleeve of his coveralls, which he pushes back to reveal a fresh burn, bandaged with a torn scrape of shirt. Her steel claw digs in the dead man's arm. Your wounds hold the answer. You dressed it carefully, not inside the shrine before that. Something struck you, ripped the tissue apart, burned you, turned your hand into a worthless lump. It was not fire, no. Drawing a ragged breath, Bella's eyes open. The fury of the conductive charge has marked you, heretic. I recognize your wound, for I myself have encountered it on those I take to the other side with plasma drive chambers. Within the plasma drive chambers. So we're back. Gather the enforcers. We shall follow the trail. No, Daman, you must stay. You are the one the Nemesis has challenged. Those we hunt know you by sight. You will frighten away the prey, and we will lose the trail until the next tragedy occurs. Cabela's unblinking gaze meets your own. Are you certain it was the plasma drive chambers? The Undying One has blessed me with the ability to see the truth in death. How can anyone doubt the revelations of his blessing bestows? I can't say if it's worth drawing conclusions based on a conversation with a corpse, but it is. But if it is, then I concur with the esteemed spinner's finding. The Infernus Master spits out a chewed IO stick and immediately produces another. All that about burns, the conductive charge, and the smell of cheap IO immediately made me think of plasma drive technical compartments. Makes sense to me. What do you suggest, Cabela? I will go to the drive chambers alone. I will track down the false champion and all who serve him, and I will prepare the grounds for your own hunt. Out of the question. An enforcer squad would certainly scare off the vermin, but I am not letting you go alone, servant of death. You and I will go to the chambers together, and together we will bring down all who have dared insult the Lord Captain. I'm going too. I have a couple good friends in the plasma drive chambers, the noisy kind who know everything about everyone. Convincing them shouldn't be difficult, especially if I pull a few favors. It'll be 3 of us then. What a company! Enric's grim laughter echoes inside the shrine. There's an awkward pause. Cabela takes a long look at the officers' faces before finally nodding her assent. So be it, but not like this. Much like your faces, your guises are too conspicuous. Cabela is right. It would be prudent to use a disguise. The enforcers will produce regular work clothes for us. We will carry only inconspicuous weapons that we can hide easily in our tool bags. It will help us blend in with the crowd. Before I depart to hunt the Nemesis, I ask the Daman to bless me. I pledge never to leave your side, yet the hunt demands that I do just that. Grant me this permission by performing the ceremony of twinning. Cabela nods toward the altar. When your people have taken their leave, under the gaze of the Undying One, we will begin the rite. Very well. The rite of blessing for the sacred hunt. With it, the Doman cast their shadow over the path of carnage. Under your benediction, I will strike harder and tread more softly. Very well. With your permission, Lord Captain, the Infernus Master and I will take our leave now and set out to prepare for the descent into the chambers. We dare not intrude, your ladyship. My man! Sit down now, Daman, and listen. Let the ceremony of twinning begin. Using a finely honed blade, Cabela carves an intricate symbol onto the floor. She then produces a small bundle wrapped in incense-laden parchment and sets it alight. You are my Daman. I am your blade. I am honored by your blessing. My arms are stronger while your will is stronger. And as long as the Undying One hears your prayers, my feet will go unheard. The blade kisses her palm, and dark blood begins to trickle and spread over the bottom of the ritual cup that has now appeared in her hands. With our blood and our will, we shall spin a scarlet web, the symbol of the hunt. May it herald our prey's demise. Cabela puts the dagger into your hand, and suddenly you feel how heavy your eyelids have become. Your heartbeat slows inside your chest. Her word lingers, then rushes through your mind in a deluge. The heavy scent of incense envelops you and makes your head spin. I'm going to ask her what's going on. I feel strange. What is going on? For the twinning to happen, you must first expand your mind. See the unseen, hear the unheard. Those who live and die by the tenets of the web often burn sacred incenses, and your body is not yet accustomed to them, Daman. Your mind is trying to grasp at its new boundaries. Do not resist. Breathe deep and learn. Make a cut on your palm. The pain gives way to the burning sensation as Cabela grasps your hand and squeezes it over the ritual cup. But this new discomfort is quickly replaced again, this time by a dull numbness and the faint warmth of blood flowing from your open wound. The twinning is the blood oath I have made to my lady. Cabela dips her fingers in the dips her fingers into the split blood and traces a symbol, first on her own forehead, then on yours. It appears to resemble a blade that is cutting through an intricate knot. Anoint me with your blessing, Daman. May the ceremony of twinning commence. Cabela's face blurs before your eyes. No matter how hard you try to focus and dispel this vision, in place of her face you see a death mask, a broken skull, hollowed eye sockets. So on and so forth. May your fury and resolve be unshakable. One who follows the thread of the webs fights not out of rage, but with a mind as cold as stone. Nevertheless, rage can become a potent weapon in the hands of a punisher. I understand, Daman. I accept your blessing. He thinks for a moment. Your body cannot accompany us in this case, Daman, but your spirit... There is nothing the spirit cannot do. The twinning is complete. You and I are now bound by the blood oath. Think of me while I hunt, and I will think of you. Become a thought flowing through my mind. If the Undying One is gracious to us, he will send you dreams, and in those dreams you will see me. If he is more gracious still, those dreams will be truthful. I trust you, Cabela. Let us begin. You perceive a faint smile from beneath the death mask. Cabela hands you the cup and begins tracing her fingers around the bottom while whispering a prayer. Watch now, Daman. What does thou seeing eye behold in the converging patterns of blood? She draws your attention to the symbols she has inscribed. You see shifting images of blood, a spider crafting a fine web, blurred shadows that resemble either a swarm of void rats or an enraged hound, crossed blades, card of the Emperor's Tarot. But as soon as your gaze lingers on any of them, reality bleeds through the fluid shapes. Soon your spirit will be able to follow me. I will bid the servants to carry your body to your chambers, where you will not be disturbed. Wait in silence and safety. For me, the hunt has begun. Cabela's footsteps fade away, melting into the same impenetrable darkness in which your consciousness is extinguished. Really? Okay. This is going to be interesting. Stale air, oppressive noise. The hum and whir of machinery drown out all thoughts. The place rings with tension. It is the powerful energy coursing through the cables. Or have the wails of the workers merged into a cacophony of indignant whispers and desperate prayers? Lost, mired in petty troubles, unmindful of duty, their voices creak as if covered in rust, and their eyes are dimmed by the endless drudgery and the lack of light here on the working decks of the Dolmen's great ark. I have seen it before in these murky depths. People become creatures all too ready to devour each other for worldly gain. Fleeting pleasures or imaginary freedom from obligation, born of the abyss of spiritual emptiness. The Undying One punishes them through me. Disgusting mutations, abominations, reflections of vice are born in the shadows. I will be their doom. The thread shakes, the web is taut. I step silently. May the great hunt begin. The thread shakes, the quarry always leaves a trail. We may not see it, but we can feel it. I taste the air, the scent of flesh die with the subtle note of sparks. This is new, pleasant. The upper decks reek of luxury, but here I feel comfortable. There is something else. This is it. I recognize the smell, unguent, Io, and burnt meat. Just like inside the shrine, the time has come to spin the scarlet web. Web is taut, know the hunting ground. To find the enemy, I must listen. Inhale, exhale, inhale. The rhythmic beat of engines and pumps. That is the ship's breathing. That is the ship's heartbeat. It is strange that I feel at home among the workers of the lower decks, who pass their time like the living dead. Warmth spreads through my chest. I like to think that it is the connection with the Undying One bound with which I like to think that it is the connection with which the Undying One bound my and the Dolmen's fate together. He has blessed us, and we hunt as one. I step silently. Darkness is our ally. Merge with the shadows. I'm assuming this is me talking to her through our, link. That's what's going on here. Right? In the twilight of the chamber, barely illuminated by flickering candlelight, I become like them. The lost, mired servants. They will become unwitting allies in my hunt. Their hopelessness, their desperation, their thirst for survival will become tools for my use. Footsteps, two are coming. Toward me, familiar gaze. Those are Damon's servants. I would not be surprised. I really feel like I missed an opportunity to beat her with that fucking thing. Would not be surprised if the cultists set out on the trail of the Nemesis alone. The spinners are arrogant. We are just another soul to them. A gift to offer death. Steel Mistress's voice is hard and cold, like her will. I can see in her eyes that she dislikes me. She is wary, and so she should be, for we serve the Daemon, not one another. Nice. Does this remind you of anyone at all, Justica? This man is enamored with fire. Even his words sound full of biting flames, and he himself enjoys playing with fire. Too much so. They bicker again. Their mutual animosity may disrupt the hunt. Examine the still mistress and flaming voice. To the lay people, they are now scarcely distinguishable from common serfs. In a world where status and privilege are defined by appearance, a single piece of rotten clothing is enough to lower your standing. We will become spectral hounds, follow the trail without drawing attention. I'm actually surprised they don't do this more often. And by that I mean like dress like servants to infiltrate and have like spies everywhere. Step forward. I am here. There she is. Welcome to the Plasma Drive Chambers, esteemed holy assassin. That earring is baller, dude. Got the frickin' chain. It's kind of nice. His torch has a fucking skull on it. That's so awesome. We can exchange pleasantries later. Lieutenant Godierda is on duty in this compartment. Godierda, yeah. And I have ordered her to gather information on all the workers who wear red scarves and who have recently left the bay. This is pointless. The red scarf is not proof of guilt. It's merely a symbol. It could be a trap. I need to find her. I will watch the Enforcer and those who are watching her in turn. Your Enforcer knows nothing about life in this compartment. I guarantee it. I have a better source of information. A good friend of mine who knows a lot about the delicate matters. It would be easy to get him to talk. He's terrified of pain. Death. Only the faithless fear death. I will not trust him. Let him trust me so that his trust may become a snare for my hunt. I cut them off with a gesture. Their methods of hunting are not mine, but I take the grain of truth from their words and weave it into my plan. We need to provoke them into making a move. Instill a false sense of impunity. Convince them that they can and must act now. This Enforcer, who answers to Steel Mistress, is the symbol of order and obedience in these chambers. She is standing in the way. When she disappears, my enemy will believe it's safe to strike, and that will be a costly mistake. Oh, so we gotta do all of them. Intimidate them with an impending threat. Blaming voice relies on a talker, one who keeps no secrets and fears pain. An unreadable vessel is bad for holding secrets, but good for spilling them. An unreliable, Through him I will whisper lies to the enemy. Strike out the spark that will ignite the flame. I feel them lurking in the crowd, my enemies. They're cautious. I must find them and let them believe their luck. Find them and let them believe their luck. Then I will shred their masks. I will shed their masks, and I will take them down. Such is my plan. They look at me in silence. They do not understand yet, but that matters little. I am on the hunt. Okay. So we only control her. Do I have access to everything? I do. Okay, good. Grab that. That fucking sucks. Then I put all that gear up. Oh well. I guess what we'll do is we'll throw this extra med kit here. And gas grenade. Yeah, that's fine. Not the worst thing. Okay. So an old burn spread across her body in a scarlet blotch. A look of contempt, a heavy baton covered in blood, and symbolizing boundless power. Like a fierce leather whip, she lashes with both her hands and her gaze. What are you looking at, you beggars? You finish your shift. You go to the barracks. You start your shift. You check with the foreman and get to work before Matilda comes and pats you on the back. And Matilda, I presume. Is it that wonderful, not all intimidating baton on your belt? I guess your disguise is working. But I would rather not spend the next few watches in the medbay because of a misunderstanding. His breathing is quickened. Flaming voice always makes jest when he is nervous or irritated. Do enforcers infuriate him? I bet you they fucking do. Infernus Master? Master at Arms? I apologize for not recognizing you, ma'am. Odiera, you are conducting an inquest. We are conducting an inquest. Answer the spinner's questions. I hope your report will be useful. What can your scars reveal to me? Success! We rolled a 41. Nice. Day after day, she watches the serfs labor away, exhausting their last vestiges of strength. And there is no compassion in her eyes. They are simply a resource she is commanded to use and then discard. She hates them because she blames them for her own pain, her wounds. Nothing is unimportant during the hunt. Tell me what you know and I will listen. A group of workers wearing red scarves were seen in the compartment just after the attack on the shrine. The foreman stated they were at work on the freight line. No gunpowder on their clothes, no fresh wounds. Too many of them have starting red masks and muddle the trail. But we also found some red scarves and bloody rags in one of the shredders only shortly afterward. We sealed off the exits and reduced the air supply to the maintenance tunnels to an absolute minimum. Now you can't stay in there longer than a few minutes without passing out. There's no way the bastards could have left the plasma chambers. They are definitely in there, somewhere. Like snakes, the servant of the Nemesis have shed their skin. The red scarf is just a distraction. Let them converse. The workers hide their eyes, but I can hear the murmurs echoing through the bay. There is an impotent rage in their hearts directed at the whip, for she is the embodiment of the very order they despise. Why do they not realize that the enforcer is a shield as much as a lash? Some of the people I escorted to the other side looked at me the same way. In the past, I did not understand, but now... do the lay people see spinners performing their duty to the Undying One? Or enforcers performing their duty as the Dominant as monsters? Yes, actually. Do I sense the touch of his will? The Undying Emperor wishes me to bestow a revelation upon me this hour. Let his tarot show me the way. I breathe in the essence made from the ashes and the blood of the faithful. It enlightens my mind, granting me the grace of reading his sign. A wave of epiphany sweeps my thoughts away, pulling me into a blessed trance. My fingers move of their own accord over the sacred deck and draw a card. It is the martyr. I see a tear of blood wash over the pale features of the image, and they shift, becoming the whip's face. A portent from him! The Undying One blesses me to take the whip. The minions of Nemesis fear her. When her soul is delivered to the Undying One, the traitors will feel invulnerable. They will crawl out of their holes and fall into my web. I know how the whip's thread will end. God, that sucks, dude. Man, come on, man. We gotta kill a loyal servant of the Emperor here? Come on now. I cannot sever the whip's thread with a blade, for the serfs would recognize me as one of the spinners and lose all courage. But the spark of the machine spirit in the plasma drive chamber has already claimed the lives of many. I will use this, and thus the web will be spun. So we have to kill her using the thing? That's kind of crazy. All right. We're going to pause here. I need to take a quick break, and I will be right back. Stand by to stand by. We shall return right after these messages from a break screen. Stay tuned for more right here at the Tango Hotel. I had to go do some man shit real quick. Oh, you know, for the fams. Okay, so am I just... sorry, my kids, one of my kids' toys just started playing for no reason. A reservoir of technical fluid leaks. The power conductive charge will spread imperfectly across the floor. So... I guess we'll turn on the servitor?
Death walks with me.
Okay. What am I supposed to be doing? Who is this? Oh, long time no see, Spindle. Tell me, what does silence taste like? Are they using a secret code? Without flaming voice, he would never speak to me. Everybody knows silence doesn't taste like anything. If you want to earn rations, you better start dealing in words. He speaks casually, but his voice is slimy and slippery. His eyes are as dirty as an oil-stained garment. The impotence in his gaze and words when he turns them to us. He is unclean, and he knows it. He is unrepentant. Amazing Barrel, what's up, buddy? Greetings and salutations. Sorry if I missed that. Kids breaking things in elaborate ways is almost nice to see. That raw curiosity is enduring, isn't it? Isn't it? That's a funny look, Enric. And you have a funny looking company. Are you here to sell or buy? And before you answer, remember the first rule. Every word has a price. We bargaining for information with this lowlife now? Flaming KM, what's up, buddy? Greetings and salutations. It is the duty of every serf to aid the rogue traitor and her associates, freely and willingly. Oh boy, here it comes. Who's that with you? An enforcer and a spinner. Do you want me dead? If anyone sees me talking to you, they'll snap my neck. So off you go. The peddler of words is trembling in fear for his life. I must extract answers from him, but by what means? Yeah. Persuading him is probably not going to be a great way to do this. So the quelling stimulant on the needle's tip will loosen Stain's tongue. Let's see what happens. 100% skadoosh. What is this feeling? So calm. Fine, ask what you want, but then leave. My reputation cost me a lot of blood, and I didn't earn it to have it trampled into dust because you people happen to stop by. One glance is enough for me to see your true self, Stain. You are a liar and a manipulator, peddling in other people's secrets, and not knowing how to keep your mouth shut. You will become the bait, sowing confusion among the minions of Nemesis who hope to wait out the lockdown. They think they have enough time. I will deprive them of that confidence. Feeling like kidnapping a government official in XCOM? Better be an XCOM, buddy. Cheers. Let's hope. Or in Minecraft, you know, that thing. They think they have enough time. I will deprive them of that competence. Where do things stand in the plasma drive chamber? Speak briefly. Speak sense. There's a bunch of workers in the far corner who now gather between every shift, whispering to each other. They don't invite me. They say I talk too much. Well, if they're scared of my tongue, that means they have something to hide. And of course, everyone's talking about Nemesis. Sure, the foundry and the chapel were big, but he's been helping people all over. A lot of folks are sticking with him now. You can knock my teeth out if I'm lying. Don't got many of those left anyhow. But I'll tell you this, even if someone finds him, they won't rat him out. Set up the snare. There will be a raid soon. Be careful. I warn you in appreciation of your cooperative nature. What are you? That information is not meant for his ears. Really? I see. Well, if that's all you wanted, then I can I go? Go, Stain, and be a herald. Difficult to admit, but I do share the Master-at-Arms' indignation. We came here to get information about the traitors, not reveal our secrets. When the renegades hear of the coming retribution, it will make them nervous. Prone to mistakes, likely giving themselves away. But for them to take the bait, it must be compelling. Yes, I see. Very nice. Okay, so the whip is there. Oh, it was not turn on the servitor, it was turn the servitor. I'm not really sure what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. Okay.
Follow the threads.
Not really sure what's going on here. Haul the cargo lift. What is that?
Follow my steps.
Are they supposed to be... I think I see what's going on here. And now I can call it when she walks back across. Is that what happens? Setting her up for a disaster? Do a quick save. Nope. Okay.
Another step, another thread.
So now it won't move? No, now it will move, still. It's not as much. Okay. So now it should work, right? Yep. Okay. What happens if we turn this guy? Enemies within the area of attack suffer 6% minus 6% dodge, and allies gain 6% for 1 round. Oh, okay. The wearer's ranged attacks inflict 0 levels of bleeding. Oh, okay, nice. All right, so the 0 levels of bleeding, where is that at? What is the stats? Armor pen divided by 5. And this... Okay. Is that it? Oh, there's the trap. Did that not work? Did I not leave it long enough?
No sleep, no rest.
Apparently
Only
not.
duty,
All right, let's try that
only
again.
Death.
Single swing of a blade will send the Enforcer's soul to the Undying One. Okay. Here we go. I really don't see how this is gonna... Oh. Okay. There it is. So I just had to wait for her to walk past. Interesting. All right. Now I guess we just wait, right? The enforcers are coming to butcher us. You're goddamn right they are. You are absolutely right about that. Nice. The son of a Grox, his mouth is like a sieve, and I'm not talking about his missing teeth. And she's just gonna walk through the blue lightning, is she? She will never even know why she died for, what she died for. Meanwhile, the spinners go passing whatever judgment they please. Yep, pretty much. Do you question the Emperor's resolve? You dare? Do you dare? They dance on our bones. Yep, they sure do. Oh look, it's him. But I have a bowl to tell you. How come the enforcers haven't flogged you stupid for all your stories? Well, I mean, you know. He's very useful, that's for sure. The lay people are huddled together in a pile of sweltering bodies. Filthy! Hey, what's up, girl? Funny they say that word when you pop up. And battered by the enforcers' batons, reeking of sweat and disease. Their hearts pump blood faster and faster through bulging veins as two of them send red-hot sparks into the air with their words like a hammer and anvil. Your plan appears to have worked, Spinner. The air itself is charged with something, and it's not the conductive charge. The serfs, they are stirring. So I guess we should. We still need to do one thing, don't we? We've killed her. We spread the news, and there was something else. Listen to the rapid beating of hearts. The lay people are frightened, angry. They feel impunity that sprouted like a weed upon Whip's demise. They feel the threatened crushing from the upper decks, both imminent and inevitable. The Enforcer's dead, and punishers from the upper decks will soon follow Nemesite's trail. This is our chance. We need to act. This is it. I can sense the prey is close. They have little fear of giving themselves away anymore. They need a spark to ignite the flames. Something that will convince Nemesite's followers that they are strong. The Damon's servants are diminished. Wait for the right moment to strike the spark. They tell us this is how it's meant to be, just because they were born on the upper decks, and we down below in the darkness. Is it really the God Emperor's will that they grow fat on the fruits of our labors? Actually, yes, it is, honestly. Revel in luxury while we die without water and medicine. Hammer's voice rumbles, and the lay people listen. Their hands clenched into fists. No matter how hard you work, they will wring everything out of you and give you nothing. Who allowed this to happen? The rogue traitor, her name be damned. A Grox on the throne. A tyrant throwing our bones into the furnace of her protectorate.